Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike with another MLS updater, and today I'll be going through my playoff predictions and previews. So that's it. The regular season is over and MLS playoffs are upon us. The New York Red Bulls and FC Cincinnati will be the first game coming up tomorrow. And the last time that these two sides met was back in August in a 1-1 draw. New York Red Bulls' form going into these playoffs and securing their spot has been okay. It hasn't been fantastic at times. There's been some good moments, and especially going into this game off of a 2-0 win over Charlotte FC. They have their system, they have their way of playing, and whether they can press and continue to make things difficult for a Cincinnati defensive midfield on the ball will be really key to how this game goes. They're going to be put under a lot of pressure by Cincinnati's forward line, who are absolutely firing once again. Brenner has been a revelation this year alongside Acosta and Vasquez. That front three has been almost as good as anyone's. They're absolutely fantastic as a group, and bringing in Matt Miazga in defence has really helped build a little bit more of a solidity back in into that defensive line. Roman Salentano as well has performed very well in his first season in MLS. So there's definitely, I feel this one's a really exciting one. It should be a great one to see to open up the playoffs. But again, like I say, it's difficult to predict. Cincinnati could play into the way that New York Red Bulls want to play by trying to attack them and bring out and their difficulties maybe on the ball in defence. But the way New York's play, they don't look to keep possession for too long, and if the right passes are made through and if they can break the press, Cincinnati have the players to absolutely punish the Red Bulls. For this, I'm going to make my prediction of being a 3-2 win to FC Cincinnati. Their first time in the playoffs, their first time not winning a wooden spoon. But this game's definitely going to have goals, I feel, and I think that FC Cincinnati have got enough to get themselves over the line and get that all exciting game against Philadelphia in the next round.
So back upfield, flicked by Hagelin. Now getting onto it, Brenner.
And a little bit later on in the day, we go back across to the Western Conference, and two sides looking to compete for the chance to play LAFC in the next round. LA Galaxy versus Nashville will be the game. The two sides drew 1-1 in their last meeting. Two penalties. Ricky Pooch with the 99th minute equaliser after a Hani Mukhtar penalty. In the first half, Chicharito in that game also missed a penalty. So LA Galaxy are definitely going to be hoping that they can secure a win in regular time, because their penalty taking has been dreadful this season. They don't want it to be going all the way there. They have performed a lot better since their 3-0 defeat to Vancouver 4 games ago. 4 games now unbeaten, 3 wins in that, and they look to be performing a lot better as a side. They look to have got themselves a little bit of momentum. They look to have themselves a better identity of who they are and how they want to play. There's definitely going to be mistakes at the back, and Nashville have a player who can really make a difference there. Hani Mukhtar, MVP candidate, along with Chicharito on the other side. He's the main man, and he's the one that LA Galaxy are going to have to contain, because the way that Nashville have been playing, I mean, we've all seen it all year. If Hani Mukhtar isn't on form and if he isn't getting the goals, they don't have many players to rely upon. So I feel Nashville will try and sort of suffocate the LA Galaxy attack and look to play on the break as they often do. And the way that they can defend. Obviously, they have had their difficulties at times, but they showed what they can do against LAFC in goal. Joe Willis with an incredible game. But the defence then without Walker Zimmerman at the back there was a little bit too easy to break through. I think with him coming back and getting themselves set for the game and making sure they have their plan set up, they should be able to defend a lot better. And I think they could come away with another 1-0 win here and go on to face LAFC.
Up there as well. It's an interesting situation with Crepeau, which we'll get into in a moment. Mukhtar, comb over header in front, and they get the goal after all. It's Teal Bunbury.
And then we move to Sunday, and Austin FC welcome RSL. Real Salt Lake creep their way into the playoffs after a terrible run of form. But a win against rivals Portland Timbers on decision day. It secures 7th spot and a chance to play Austin FC, who have done fantastic to turn around in their second season to finish in second place. It was 3-0 the last time these two met. It was a heavily rotated RSL side. And it was the first hat-trick in Austin FC history with Moussa Jite hat-trick. We'll definitely see a slightly different game. You would imagine there's going to be a lot of pressure on Austin, who have not been at their best in recent weeks. Especially Sebastian Driussi playing well, but not registering the goals which they've needed sometimes to make sure that they can get over the top. He's an absolutely key player for them, another MVP candidate, and there's no denying how important he is in this side. But they do have other players who can contribute. But defensively, they're not quite as strong. On the other side, RSL, fantastic in defence. They're one of the fourth best defence in the Western Conference. Zach McMath has the 4th most clean sheets, which is a testament to the whole defence, really, in RSL. They struggle going forward. So both these sides' strengths go up against each other in somewhat. Depending on how this first half and going into the second half goes, it does seem like whoever gets the first goal could be the winner. There's a lot of pressure going to be on Austin hosting this, their first time in this scenario, and we'll have to see if they can handle the pressure. But for me, I think that seeing as RSL are built on their mentality to deal with these difficult scenarios, difficult situations, I think they may be able to handle the moment better and come away with a 1-0 win.
Costa Rican Oviedo. There's Rubin! 2!
And in the Eastern Conference, later on Sunday, we have Montreal facing Orlando City. The two sides competed. They haven't played together since May, where Montreal came off as the 4-1 winners in that game, and they have in Nancy one of the candidates for Coach of the Year. He's done absolutely fantastically with his side, who haven't splashed the cash as much as others, but have definitely have some of these players who've been incredible for the club and who have really taken notice around the world. Georgi Mihailovic will be on his way out to the Netherlands in the Eredivisie come the end of the year. Ismail Kone as well in the middle has been garnering a lot of attention from European sides, and Nancy has really got the best out of Kyoto up front, and Kai Kamara just looks ageless. He keeps on going and keeps on scoring. Defensively, they're very progressive with the ball, and they have seen some improvements in their goalkeeping as the season is progressing. So they go into this as definite favourites, finishing second in the East and really coming very close to Philadelphia Union, who were just flying for so much of this season. So to be right up there as a competitor shows just how well this side has done this year. Orlando on the other side, Open Cup winners. That was a fantastic achievement for them, their first trophy as an MLS side. They go into this scraping through past Columbus to achieve that 7th spot on decision day. A lot of their issues do come with just not being able to hit the target. They may create chances quite regularly in games, but they're just not being as clinical as they need. One player who can be, and who's going to be heavily relied upon even at his young age, is Facu Torres. The Uruguayan has really grown into this side throughout this season and showed his importance, and he can be a massive game changer for this team. But I just feel that the way that Montreal are set up, the way that they are organised, and the way that they are coached by Wilfried Nancy, I can't see past them in this game. Sorry, so I'm going to go with a 3-1 win to Montreal. I think Orlando may get a goal back, but then chasing the game, they'll open themselves up to another. I think it will end up as a 3-1 win, and the Canadian side will progress.
This will glide on back, and Montreal has tied it.
And going into the final two games, starting us off will be New York City FC and Inter Miami in the Eastern Conference clash. They haven't played together since August. It was a 3-2 win in New York for Inter Miami. So the Florida-based side will go into this. Phil Neville's side will go into it knowing they are underdogs, but they've got a history and they've got themselves a little bit of momentum. Ignoring the last game against Montreal. New York City FC themselves have started to find some good form. They've really started to improve after a very difficult time for Nick Cushing. The Campeones Cup victory definitely has shown to be a big changing point for their season. A side that looked to be sort of just in a sense of freefall to a degree. They're off to such a good start under Ronny Delia again this season, but after his departure, things just haven't been clicking. But they certainly started to against Atlanta. The difficulties and the real concerns raised about that will be the injuries to the likes of Tyus Magno, Alfredo Morales, Tavon Gray. Whether these players will be available for Monday still remains up in the air. Nick Cushing's leaving that to his medical side, and I haven't seen any reports as a recording to suggest that they are definitely in or definitely out. So we'll have to see what sort of team is available to Cushing going into this game. Into Miami themselves, they are now on this quest after going into this season under so many difficulties, a huge turnaround in their roster. Really could be considered wooden spoon candidates at the beginning of the season. To get into the playoffs has been a big turnaround. Along with Higuain now announcing his retirement and being nominated as Comeback Player of the Year, coming back from what appears to be disinterest more than anything else amongst in his MLS career down in Inter Miami. But he is fully on board. You can see how well he is getting on with this side after a difficult start to the year. The introduction of Alejandro Pozuelo definitely seems to have energized Higuain, knowing that he has a player of that quality that can help provide opportunities to him, and they definitely have the opportunity to compete. And I think with the difficulties of knowing about what squad's going to be available to Nick Cushing and whether Tyus Magno is going to be available to be on there is such a big part of that side. It makes the predictions a bit difficult, but for me, I'm going to go for a 2-2 in full time. New York City FC progressing on penalties.
Nice, good football here from New York. Really good. Deaton Parks into the middle. Tyus Magno plays it ahead, and a little chip, and there it is.
And the final game to wrap us all up in the Western Conference, we have FC Dallas and Minnesota United. The last time these two sides met was in Minnesota, and FC Dallas came away with a 3-0 win with 3 goals in 3 minutes, quite early on in the second half. It showed the speed at which this team can attack and the relentlessness they have. with the likes of Areola and Jesus Ferreira. They've just been a joy to watch at times going forward. They can be really exciting. And Sebastian Lletget now has his first goal for the side, scoring in their victory over Sporting Kansas City last weekend. So they go into this as a very confident team. On the other side, Minnesota will take a lot of confidence from their victory on deadline day over the Vancouver Whitecaps, which secured their place. They had been in freefall for a long while now, and without a win in the last 6 games. And this seems like this needs to be a turning point for this team. They've got the quality in Reynoso in the number 10. Their wingers are attacking well, but defensively there are a lot of worries. And with that in mind, for me, I can't look past FC Dallas in this game. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for FC Dallas. I think that they are going to be far too strong for Minnesota, and with the pace that they attack, I don't think they are going to be able to keep them out. So 2-0.
Almost an identical shot. This one is headed home. The captain.
So this weekend will be our first taste of the MLS Cup 2022. Lots of Philadelphia and LAFC will be watching from home to see how their opponents get on in the first games on Saturday. They get that rest to go into the next round, and we'll have to see if that's a blessing or a curse, having that little bit of time away and not being able to keep up the momentum they've been building. Although LAFC may want the break after just coming up against the brick wall of Joe Willis in Nashville in their last game. But these will be incredibly fun for us all to watch. The pressure will be intense for all the teams competing. So if you've made it through and you've seen my predictions, then please let me know yours. Reply to me on Twitter at Mike Rice 1983. Let me know your thoughts. Hit some of your predictions in the comments. Like and subscribe, please, to the channel. And let's get ready for some exciting playoff action going forward for the next couple of weeks. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers and bye.